ClimaX is a message contained inside the universal soundscape around us. This musical piece is made exclusively of sounds that are present in nature, no audio effects, no added frequencies. Like a sculpture, it's a very small but carefully corrected part of the universal sound material. Like many of us, I grew up with the slow realization of the major shifts happening in our global ecosystem. As an engineer, I'm always trying to find reliable data about every subject I'm interested in. In this specific case, the only raw data that convinced me of the reality of global warming are the temperature records that were gathered since 1880, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. These are real data points collected around the world and consolidated from several different sources. They are not future projections, but actual, factual, raw data. From my point of view, this is the most reliable, the most direct proof of global warming. When I look at the core of this plotted data, I was astonished by the clear and steady rise of the temperature since 1880. You can even see a second, more abrupt rise starting in the 1970s. It's this phenomenon I wanted to shine light on. Music truly is a universal language. It has an incredible power on people. It can touch your soul directly, no translation or adaptation needed. It allows for pure, direct and raw transmission of emotions. 2 years ago, I decided to use this art to transcribe raw data into feelings. I live very close to the sea, and I am wandering on the sound almost daily. One night, while walking on the edge of the water, I realized that the sound of the wave crashing on the beach can be compared to what we call white noise. It's a sound that contains all audible frequencies, except that waves are very defined and specific sound texture. So I recorded 20 seconds of this noise, which now are the first 20 seconds of ClimaX. Back at the studio, I started isolate music notes from the sample. To my surprise, I rarely heard a note, then a chord. This was the literal chord contained inside the music of the waves. I did not change to add anything. It was already there. Little by little, I created a chord progression. Then I modified this first musical draft to map its tempo to the curve of the temperature rise since 1880. Tempo slowly speeds up from 80 to 160. Then I started experimenting with raw human-made noises, and slowly it evolved into the final song, ClimaX. I custom designed the keyboard, the ClimaX board, that you can see in the video to help put into images the creation process of this music. The left hand, using the keys, allow me to choose the frequencies that are going to be extracted in real time of the wave's white noise. The right hand uses a proximity sensor to modulate the ratio between the sound of the sea and the frequencies chosen into the left hand. I also added tactile parts to launch single natural sounds at will. Global warming is a global scale phenomenon. It's virtually impossible for any of us to comprehend it and all of its aspects. Scales are too big, studies too numerous, and sometimes contradicting each other. ClimaX is an emotional transcription of this raw data. I hope that everyone listening will find their own truth in it. I can't make people to enter my mind and understand all of the symbols present in this music. We tried to make the video be in perfect adequation with the message behind the music and get the listener into the overwhelming sound landscape. Ludivine Allegan, wonderful dancer, agreed to lend her image to impersonate humanity in its quest of control. I thank her immensely for her implication and her sublime interpretation. I want to thank everyone in the team that helped me on this project, from the first recording to the edit last cut. I also want to thank everyone that will take the time to listen to ClimaX and will find their own meaning in it.